Why did you click a video with Josh Johnson? Let me know that in the comments. Let me know why you like him. Let me know, have you ever met him or anything along them lines. Me, I like Josh Johnson because he really is responsible for a lot of the writing that went on a lot of your favorite shows. It's smart comedy. If you're not smart, you're not going to catch it. You know what I mean? So I want you guys to definitely pay attention. I fast forwarded about 2 minutes from the last one because I want to get right into the Super Bowl part. So that's where we at right now. Let me know where you're located in the comments, and let's get right into it.
And then you at the Super Bowl halftime show. By Kendrick Lamar. This was crazy because, okay, everyone has their opinions about it, right? But I know when I was watching it and it started and I saw Samuel L. Jackson.
That was crazy.
I saw Samuel.
Real quick, what were you guys' views on the Super Bowl performance? I never talked to you guys about that. What is your views on it?
Samuel Jackson, camera goes over to Samuel Jackson. He's like, it's your uncle, Sam. And I was like, oh, we had already started. That was dope. That was dope to have Samuel Jackson.
That was dope.
As Uncle Sam was dope because one thing is obviously the little like wink wink, cute thing, right? But one thing that Kendrick is incredible at doing, something I haven't seen people really be able to do, whether it's through music or imagery, is layers to a story. And there's multiple layers to everything that happened, right? Samuel Jackson is playing Uncle Sam in Body of America, welcoming us to the Great American Game. The Great American Game is in the game of Kendrick's life that's about to play out, right? That's why we see the PlayStation controller on the football field, the game as in football, and the game as in the thing that we're all in, the thing that we all play. Whether you feel like you're playing it or not, you're a part of it, you know? And one thing you have to watch out, because Kendrick leaves these Easter eggs and stuff like that, you also can read so deep into it, you go off on a deep end where if you were able to talk to Kendrick, he would be like, nah.
That's how I feel. People making it too deep.
The internet is full of them. The internet is full of like, yeah, so then he had these dancers come out in red, white, and blue because Drake, because he beat Drake blue, and then you gonna see red because he beat him so much that the red comes out and Drake is white. Like, I think that's a very misguided take. But you can get there. It's very easy to get there. You start searching, hunting, trying to read into every little thing. And if you're not careful, yeah, you go off on some deep end. That's not what anybody intended, you know? And this dude says it because that's the other thing. He sets you up with some pretty fire lines that make you start digging. He specifically says, you wouldn't get the picture if I sat you for hours in front of the Louvre. So now even I'm digging. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, the Louvre. All right. Drake is Canadian, French Canadian, the Louvre. Yeah, French Canadian, the Louvre, like in France where they keep the art, but Drake's not an artist, no.
Yo, this reminds me of the 9/11 conspiracy time.
No, that might not be it. That might be, that was dumb, my bad. And so he does the snippet, some people are calling it bodies, and then he does Squabble Up, and out of nowhere, after Squabble Up, Samuel Jackson comes out again, no, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. One of the things that if you've been black in America at any point you've heard about yourself, whether you overheard it from people talking behind your back or it was told to your face.
He's
too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. There's something wrong with you just being yourself. Oh?
You're right.
And it's delivered by Uncle Sam. Right? I don't know, when I go to like a new place, one time my friend was asking me, because I travel so much, he's like, how do you know how racist a place is when you go there? You know, don't you think about it? I was like, yeah, I think about it. You know, if you're black and you travel America, you think about it a little bit. And I was like, you know, this is the way that I know. I'll just go to like a West Elm or a Patagonia or...
I've never been there. Is it racist out there?
Or a Lululemon or... I'll just walk in and look around, do a little shopping, and just smile at people. And however long it takes them to smile back is probably how much danger I'm in.
You're right. White people, y'all have no idea how weird it is for a black person to walk into certain areas. And y'all like, what do you mean? What's going on? But for black people, you gotta really like, your black senses kick in. I swear to God.
You know, you go into Patagonia, you smiling at everybody. Hey. And you get a couple smiles back quick. You're like, all right.
He's right.
We're safe.
He said, we're safe.
But if you walk into a West Elm and everybody just looking, looking at each other too.
Yeah, it's the weirdest feeling,
y'all.
Say
something. Somebody finally approaches. They're like, can I help you? I know we're not staying there tonight.
Exactly, right.
So then this dude, Uncle Sam, Samuel Jackson, tells him, tighten up. He asks him, Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Do you really know how to navigate? Do you really know what's expected of you? Do you really know what to do next? Then tighten up. And that's a wild conversation to have with
the world,
with someone who maybe even thinks they're helping you, right? Because that's been told to me in different ways by lots of people. Like, tighten up, watch yourself. Don't be too loud, too ghetto, too reckless. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's white people, sure, but sometimes it's older black people that I know.
Right. Yes.
That just want you to be safe.
Yo.
Because they know how the game is played, right? Because I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I'm not exactly a hard individual. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not... You know what I mean? Not only am I not a hard individual, I remember one time, you know, my mama tried to raise me to be a gentleman. And there was this one time, I was in college, and I'm working on a group project, and one of our classmates was ready to go to her car, and she was like, hey, does anybody mind walking me to my car? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, does anybody mind walking us to my car?
That's messed up. He just trying to help her out.
I'm not a hard individual. You know, I'm smiling at everybody. Literally, I use the smile test. That's how I know if a place is safe or not. I smile. I make myself open, right? I show I'm no threat. And I even got in trouble with my friends one time because we were walking down the street in Chicago and made eye contact with this cop, and he was like mourning, just a little passing mourning. And then I didn't realize it came out like this, but apparently I was like, officer. I don't remember it like that, but apparently that's how I sounded. My friends were very upset with me. One of them said I said it like I was welcoming him home. I thought I just said, officer. Apparently I was like, officer? So once again, I'm not a hard individual. So if I've got the speech, if I've got that speech, tighten up. That's too loud. That's too reckless. That's too ghetto.
He's like George Carlin and Dave Chappelle in one.
Damn. There's no end to the game that you can try to play with respectability politics. You know, you can either be yourself or you can't. And if you can't, then to whatever degree that you can't, doesn't really matter. Do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. It goes into Man at the Garden. And Man at the Garden is one of those things. It's a refrain. I deserve it all. All these things, right? And he's on the block. And you see these boys on the block, so black. Gold teeth, dreads, everything. And then they scurry. They see Uncle Sam coming. Uncle Sam walks up. Kendrick's already walked off. And he says, oh, you brought your homeboys with you. Okay, little culture cheat code. Turns to the camera and says, scorekeeper, deduct one life. And some people didn't hear it. Apparently the mixing wasn't great for everybody. So there were some people whose review of Super Bowl halftime was pretty bad, and some people thought they were just being haters. But no, genuinely, depending on where you watched, it depended on the mix that you heard. So there were little things that Kendrick said that either went over people's heads, they didn't quite hear, music was too loud, too soft, whatever. I was watching the Super Bowl halftime on Tubi. And Tubi did incredible. Tubi knocked it out of the park. I was like, man, Tubi was like, this is our chance.
I didn't even know you could watch it on Tubi.
We cannot mess this up. A lot of people don't know we exist. And we're literally free. We have to knock this out of the park.
I didn't know that.
And they did, because I heard everything. I saw Samuel Jackson turn, scorekeeper, deduct one life, and that thing hit me hard because that is what happens. That is part of the game. You should know that.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons that it's sometimes scary to stand up. It's scary to be different because whenever you build community, they usually deduct one life. Whenever you make a movement,
that's deep.
They deduct one life. And there are plenty of examples of it happening with black people and black culture, but it is everybody, just so you know. No matter who you are, no matter what you look like, no matter when you came to this country, try to start a union. It'll. And look, it might not be you. They might miss. But it is what happens. Deduct one life, and it's wild to hear Samuel Jackson deliver that line because Samuel Jackson was an usher at Martin Luther King's funeral. Right?
I didn't know that.
Like Samuel Jackson used to be way more militant, and I'm not saying he's not now. I'm just saying like,
yo, I did not know that.
Back in the day, he was about that action. He'd lock you in a room and wait till you came to your senses. So then they go to Peekaboo. I don't know, it's just funny to me what Kendrick just played the Peekaboo. I had to laugh. People have so many theories about Peekaboo, about him using Luther and all the stars, SZA coming out, being on the triangle. Like, I'm not acting like I caught every single thing, but I know that when Samuel Jackson pops up again and he says, yes, see, that's what we want. That's what we want. That's what America wants. Nice, calm, you're almost there. Don't mess this up. Right? Yeah. Because if we're being honest, that is the truth of the matter. People, even sometimes people who love hip hop, love black people, love anyone different the way that people love those tigers they take pictures with.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you've ever been on Tinder. But every once in a while on Tinder, there'll be somebody with one of their pictures is just them next to a full-blown tiger, hugging them. And the tiger's sedated as hell. The tiger is over here. And they're over there hugging its neck like they're in the Jungle Book. Like, we have to protect these beautiful animals, all right? We have to preserve their way of life. Oh, shoot him again. Shoot him again in with the dart. He looked like he was opening his eyes for a second. So sweet, so gentle. Deep down, they're just gentle creatures. Shoot him again. He moved. That leg. I don't like what that leg doing. Looked like he gonna get up. And that is how people sometimes, prefer their hip hop, prefer their protests. Why can't you just do it sedated? Why can't you just tone it down a notch, right?
Yeah.
And then he plays Not Like Us. And people lose their minds. I loved him. I loved him playing it because of what he said when he started it. 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music. They tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. That's wild.
That's deep.
If you really think about those lines in any context outside of the Super Bowl, outside of Drake, the song, Not Like Us, everything, they still stand all on their own. How many of us feel like we're in a rigged game?
That's deep.
And it was beautiful to watch Not Like Us get played on that world stage, Drake tried. He tried his best. That dude tried his damnedest. Not only did he try, that dude went to Australia. Not only was he not in America, he was under the earth.
He said he's under the earth.
This man went under earth to do, to his credit, I'm not acting like he's not a big artist. I'm not acting like he doesn't have an album dropping this weekend. I'm saying like this dude went under the earth to do an arena show just to make sure at least these people aren't watching the Super Bowl.
You funny as hell with that.
Can you imagine? You go to that Anita Max Win tour. You paid extra for tickets. You pretty close, and you get a little curious. Drake on stage. What is that? What is that? Get him out of here.
All right, guys, part 3. If you want it, just write part 3 in the comments. The only way I can continue to do this with this person and this comedian is if you communicate in the comments. So if I don't see anything in the comments, we're going to stop it here. But if I do, we'll go straight to part 3. Make sure you subscribe at the top bell. I got 3 other channels that you might like as well, and I'm out of here.